Hello, welcome back. Growing up as women, we deal with the sexual attention of men. And because women's sexual energy is different than men's sexual energy in its expression, growing up we kind of are confused about it. Because first of all, there's no education at all. Nobody tells us what the differences are, what men are about, what women are about. And we tend to grow up in overly protective environments where men only want to have sex, you should not get pregnant, all these issues around sex that make women have to cope with it. And based on the upbringing of each woman, the social conditioning, the culture, religion, all these aspects, some women tend to dismiss sexuality and think that only love is important, and turn to be the good woman, like turn into the stereotype of the good woman. And another part of women, they somehow understand the power that sex has over men, and they believe that they have to give sex, like they have to be sexual to get the guy.
Yeah.
And
seek validation through sex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that turns into the sexual woman stereotype, or there is another name for it, a slut. Now let's see a little bit, because the word slut seems a little bit derogatory. Who calls her a slut? Is it?
I think it's the good woman that calls her a slut, because we men not necessarily calls her a slut.
So you don't have a problem with a woman who enjoys sex?
Not if it's just like that, but if she has been with all my friends, maybe it starts to be a problem, but not just because she loves sex.
Okay, so maybe my thinking here is that the good woman, she kind of senses that the slut has some power over men, but because she diminishes that the sexuality, she comes up with this term slut. Would it be accurate?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we use the word slut in this video, it does not have any kind of derogatory connotation, because we like the sexual woman. We hope that women become sexual and just express their sexual nature. It's just that we are gonna try to emphasize some of that energy. So we are gonna probably use words interchangeably.
And play with the stereotypes of
play with the stereotypes. That's all about. I mean, we are talking stereotypes in this video. So let's see, how do we define the slut? How do we define the good woman? Maybe if we think about a party, let's say we're at a party, how do you perceive the sexual woman? Would you spot her in the crowd, or?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I think she will be very expressive with her body. She would laugh very loud.
Okay.
And I would feel her much alive, being much alive. And that aliveness is very attractive.
Does it trigger something biologically in you?
Yes, I think the aliveness triggers something first. It's like, for me as a guy, it's like freedom to play.
Ah, okay.
And then comes the sexual thought or the attraction.
So would you approach her?
Definitely.
Okay. What happens? So you approach her, what happens?
Well, it's very playful. I don't have to beat around the bush. I can be direct. And we can be, good. And she can receive that directness. Okay. That's the thing. She can play with it. She's not afraid of it.
Yeah, she doesn't feel threatened. Yeah. She does not perceive you aggressive, maybe.
No.
Okay.
And we will have much fun making jokes and it was great time.
So basically, you feel accepted in your energy as
very
a man,
much.
Right?
Received in that energy.
Received. How about long term? Like, would you marry her? Would you? What's the role? What's her role in your life?
I think this kind of woman, I would definitely go for the aliveness, but I think it would be kind of a short-term relationship, because I would miss a woman's heart, a woman's caring, a woman's sweetness. The cuddling.
Okay.
The way I perceive this sexual woman, the cuddle is more like, let's get down to it. It's not really sweet, and I want both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say that you are at the same party
Yes.
and you see a good woman.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What's
Yeah.
that? You see her from afar, let's
Yes.
say.
She would probably look good, at least the good women I think about when you ask me.
Okay.
And I would feel at home with her because she has a calmness. She has a kind of a motherly air over her. And
Nurturing, like
nurturing,
caring.
heartfelt. She got her stuff together
Okay.
in life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you feel home. You would feel like
Yeah.
you have a place to rest,
Yeah.
like you have a resting
Yes.
place.
And I will also have much more interesting conversation. We can talk in depth about anything.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you would see her wife material, or
Wife material or relationship material.
would you miss the sexual aspect?
That's the problem.
Tell us about the problem.
I think it feels great. Could be my best. She could be my best friend in life. We could
Okay.
do anything together. But is
But.
that awaken my man? I wouldn't take down the moon for her.
Okay.
It's like always something missing. The
So-
spark.
So
It's
let's
missing.
assume it becomes a sexless marriage.
Yeah.
Very likely, right? It's possible in that kind. Or let's
Yeah.
say, let's assume you just don't get enough sex.
Yeah.
Like maybe, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Does it become an obsession? Like, is it a more obsessive thought, like to go and get it somewhere else, or how does
Well,
it
generally for men, and this is really important for women to hear, is that when the man becomes obsessive with sex and talks about sex all the time, it's because not necessarily he doesn't get sex, but he's not received in that energy. She dismisses it like, you're just stupid, or you're so obsessed with sex.
work? Okay.
But the time when he gets received, he just calms down.
So he dismisses a large part of who he is, right? Because dismissing sex in a
Yes.
man, it's dismissing
Yeah.
a big part
Yes.
of who he is.
Yes.
So you don't feel accepted as a
Nope.
male, yeah?
Because I feel that the entry point for a man for relationship is actually through sex. And then comes the love.
Okay.
And for the women, it's the
Good to know.
opposite a lot of times. Women can have sex without love, but it's not really
Heartfelt.
heartfelt, and it's long term it doesn't work.
Okay.
But so the women who are in it for the long term, they have to feel it in the heart first, then it goes down to sex.
Okay.
So in other words, if the woman don't address and receive the guy on a sexual level,
Doesn't work long term.
either he closes down or he cheats.
You know, interesting. In some more traditional cultures, actually, the good woman is exactly the wife material.
Yes.
Everybody, I mean, the guys are looking for that when they are when they are ready to get married and have kids and stuff, because she would be an awesome mother and she would take care of him too.
Yeah.
But it's kind of from the beginning they know that they will have somebody on the side.
Yeah.
So what if the good woman, let's
Yes.
say because she's so good and she loves you with all her heart and she
Yeah.
wants your good, you know, and in the same way that she takes care of you, she also gives you sex.
Mm-hmm.
How is that? Wouldn't it work? I mean, she gives you
Well,
the sex.
I think this is also really important for the women to hear, is if you give me as a man sex, it's not satisfactory.
Okay, why
Because
not?
because it's from the mind. I have to give him something.
Okay.
You're not participating. That's what the sexual woman has as her main feature. Let's do this. Let's have fun. Let's go wild.
So
you know?
she has to feel it in her body,
She
right?
has to crave it, not just give it.
I see.
If she doesn't crave it, it's not any good in the long term.
So if she does not come with her body, like aliveness in the body, then you are not triggered at that level too,
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, then it becomes automatic and quite boring.
I see. Okay, I see. Okay. So let's think, what's a full spectrum woman then? wouldn't it be nice to be able to combine the best of the sexual woman with the
Yeah.
best of the good woman? So
Oh yeah.
yeah? So
Yeah.
let's see, what would be the best qualities that we can incorporate from the sexual woman?
I think the daring, the laughter and humor. I want to try. I want to live life and try everything, and also the sexual part.
Okay.
It's not the riddle I have to solve first. It's
Okay.
just straight on.
I see.
And she
okay.
wants this as much as me
So
as a
you're
man.
settled in that most important aspect of the relationship.
Yeah, but also if I can have her as my best friend, the full spectrum woman, and really trust her and get a feedback from her, we can cuddle,
Yeah, like nurture. She would be the nurturing.
feel nurturing, and we can rest together.
caring.
That's a life partner.
And those would be the qualities of the good woman.
Yes.
I see.
And for these two to merge together in the full spectrum woman, then I would become her warrior. I could bring down the moon for her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
she wants that.
It
you know?
awakens the man in me. It erects my spine, and I want to be the best guy I can ever be.
Yeah.
That's what awakens in me.
I see. Yeah. Us women, we love warriors, right?
Yeah. And this is what you can give the man. You can create that man if you're a full spectrum woman.
Yeah. Well, I think this is very important. You know, full spectrum woman wants a full spectrum man, and vice
Yes.
versa. So
Yeah.
always, if you want to attract the best partner, then the concern is, how do I become a full spectrum woman, respectively a full spectrum man?
Yeah.
And not complain that, oh, there's no good women around. Oh,
Yeah.
everybody's, you know, all women are bitches or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do men complain about typically?
That it's either or. A lot of men, when we walk into a bar or a party or something, we can spot directly in a few seconds who's the wife material and who is the play material.
Huh.
And my friends, a lot of friends I have, they complain. They're all with beautiful women, they have beautiful lives, but she also always has migraine or tired, or she has a headache. So they get it on the side.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So full spectrum, both. Yeah.
Yeah.
How to become a full spectrum woman. It's very important when on this journey of broadening yourself, you know, to become a full spectrum woman, it's very important to do it in authenticity and awareness. So not just to take on the qualities of the other one that you feel like you're lacking, you know. So like a good woman, not just take on qualities of a slut, or the slut taking on the qualities of a good woman, because that creates just another mask.
Yes.
And people can sense that it's very artificial.
Yeah.
And the best way and the most authentic way to go around it is just to remove the blockages. You know, definitely that requires self-awareness, like meditation and mindfulness, and looking within yourself and to see what's holding you back.
Yes.
And for us women, it's many times trauma, or at least drama. I mean, it's quite us women have a lot of drama around sex, because we are the receiver of sex, and it's a very vulnerable position to be in. It's very easy to become overwhelmed, very easy to feel abused, you know, at some level.
Yeah.
And if men can cope with pain by numbing it many times, you know, with TV, porn, computer games, whatever, sports
Work.
games, work, exactly.
Yeah.
Us women, because we are so in touch with our emotions, we cannot really cope in that way, but we kind of withhold pain. So that's why releasing all this drama and trauma can be very, a lot of cries at least.
Yeah.
Right?
And one important message for the woman in here from a man. You don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
The thing is to start opening up.
I think it's enough just to be on the journey, to
Yes.
have the volition, like to make
Yeah.
the decision
Yes.
to become more aware and
Very
just to be
important.
on the journey, because
Yeah.
otherwise all of us are fucked up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
As humans, we all have our set of
Yes.
BS. So we do not try to reach perfect. Oh, there's that quote, don't be afraid of perfection because you're never gonna get it, right?
Yes.
You're never gonna
Yeah.
reach it.
Yeah.
So
Good quote.
I think the most important thing is just to make the decision to be on the journey.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the way to embrace the goddess within, so we can be more fulfilled in our lives, and also to be able to attract a really good man, like the perfect man, you know, that could be a good match for us. Thank you, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.